Welcome to the IT Career Energizer podcast. For anyone who wants to build and grow a career in IT, develop and improve your strengths and skills, be inspired and motivated by the successes of others, manage your career progression, and achieve your IT career goals. And now, your host, Phil Burgess.
Hi, Phil here, and welcome to episode 55 of the IT Career Energizer podcast. Before getting into today's episode, I'd just like to ask you to make sure that you've subscribed to the show. This will ensure that you're notified as soon as new episodes become available to listen to. As you may know, the podcast has just passed its 1-year anniversary, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all my guests for taking part and sharing their stories, experiences and advice. I'd also like to thank you, the listener, for taking time to listen in every week. It's been encouraging to see how the audience has grown over the first 12 months of the show, and I can tell you that there are more great interviews already in the bank and coming your way over the next few months. As mentioned in the first episode of 2018, I'm working on some significant changes to the show this year, which I'll tell you more about in the coming weeks. To enable this to happen, the current show will revert to single weekly episodes every Monday until the end of July. And now let's get on with today's show with my featured guest, Monica Beckwith. Monica is an independent performance consultant and trainer, optimizing customer applications and systems running the Java virtual machine. Monica is also a regular speaker at conferences and is co-author of the Java Performance Companion. So Monica, can I ask you to expand on that brief introduction and tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Of course. So basically, I'm a performance engineer. What that means is I look at performance of a system that runs mostly on the Java virtual machine. So your applications could be in Java or some other managed runtime environment which runs on the Java virtual machine. And whenever there are performance problems, either based on certain metrics that are not met, or performance problems just between the interactions of the system and the negotiation, like a service level agreement not being reached. So, I help customers achieve their SLAs or their latency requirements or other things that may be sometimes, the application code may not be working well within the system requirements that you have provided. So maybe we need to adjust the application code itself. So basically anything that runs on the Java virtual machine, I help people optimize it from the code to the networking, handshaking, or anything in the virtual machine itself. For example, one of the things would be the garbage collector. So, so trying to not only choose the right garbage collector, but trying to identify patterns that your workload has and how that impacts the garbage collector. That's one, something that I like to expand on and give the customers a view into what's really happening between your application and the virtual machine.
Monica, can you share a unique career tip that the IT Career Energizer audience need to know and probably don't?
So when I started my career, I am still an introvert. So I always think that, I should wait, because I think, the opportunities will present itself and I'll do a great job anyway. And people may be able to approach me rather than me approaching and grabbing onto an opportunity. And over the years, I've learned that that's not how it should be. You should always jump on opportunity as soon as they're available, because second guessing yourself is or saying that you're an introvert and not and kind of hiding behind that is not a good thing. And it's probably not just IT. It's just anything in life. You get an opportunity and you take it. And for me, I've been lucky to have the opportunity right in front of me, kind of like given to me, but it doesn't always happen like that. So I say jump on the opportunity as soon as you get it.
Yes, I very much agree with that. Don't let opportunity pass you by. So, Monica, can you maybe tell us about your worst IT career moment and what you learned from that experience?
Yeah. So I don't know if it was pertaining to my IT career. I think it was more pertaining to my career itself, like as a professional, as a working woman. I had my first child, and at that time I was working for this company, like a 9 to 5 job. And being first-time parent, I wanted that bonding with my child. So I wanted a little bit of flex time, being able to get in and out of my work at flexible intervals. And I spoke to the manager, the director, and everybody, and they didn't want to set a precedence, so they were not okay with it. So at that time, I was kind of devastated because I felt like I have done so much. I've given so much over the years, and now I'm not being appreciated. And I thought my career was over because I wanted to be with my child, and that's what I chose. Actually, I quit my job, and yeah, and I was that was it. I thought, I'm done. And this was about 10 years ago, like in 2007. And then, things changed. But that was at that point, when my baby was like about 3 months old, I thought that was my worst career moment because I was done, I thought.
Okay, so moving on from your worst IT career moment, can you maybe tell us about your IT career highlight or greatest success?
In this field, I've been lucky to be doing what I'm doing. So I would say that as a performance engineer, anytime and every time I solve a problem, that gives me becomes my highlight, at least for that for that day or for the month, because I really like solving problems. It's like, you go to work every day and you solve a problem, and that's what I do. So and the reason is, I like immersing myself into it, into the performance issue. And I find real pleasure in either writing tools or finding tools that can help me sort of kind of debug. So anytime I'm able to get to the bottom of an issue, that's a highlight for me. And being able to give a feedback also, like communicating and identifying the bottleneck is and I highlight like every time for every project that I have. It's just amazing feeling.
So, Monica, what excites you about the future of the IT industry and careers in IT?
So for this one, I'd like to go back to the opportunities I mentioned earlier. There's no dearth of opportunities in the field of IT. I'm not talking about jobs. Like, I'm not talking about, hey, how about a Java developer or a JVM person? No, I'm talking about opportunities in general. Opportunities to learn, opportunities to develop a product, to go independent, for example, or opportunities to market yourself. You can keep learning and keep on adding it to your repertoire, and that would be something that the field of IT is able to give you. So what you need is passion to be able to guide yourself, because there are so many opportunities in IT.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Are there any areas of technology that hold a particular interest or fascination for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, managed runtime has always been interesting, and I don't see it going anywhere. So, managed runtime is basically dynamic compilation, improvements to dynamic compilations, on different hardware architectures, and it's just growing. And there are different languages now that run on top of the Java virtual machine. So, I mean, this kind of sympathizing with the architecture and the virtual machine, and then the language. So you're writing a program keeping in mind that you're running on the virtual machine, and the virtual machine itself is on an architecture, like a hardware architecture. So these kind of this field has always been intriguing, and it's only growing because there's so many different architectures out there. There's so many different languages that run on the virtual machine. So it's a very good field. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go into the reveal round now. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
So what first attracted you to a career in IT?
When I started, I started as an embedded solutions engineer. So just development, being able to design solutions and being able to architect either in software or hardware a full solution. That was very interesting to me, and that's what enticed me into the field of IT.
So presumably all part of the problem-solving mindset.
Exactly. I think so. I mean, I think that's the nature that's a person that I am. I like to solve problems and or get to the bottom of it. I cannot relax until I get to the bottom of it. So that was very, and being able to design a solution around a problem statement, that's amazing feeling. So that was it. That was my first dip into IT.
Yeah. What is the best career advice you've ever received?
The best career advice was from my mentors were pretty good to me, so they've given me a lot of them. But the best one was to make myself more visible and not get lost in big corporations. So I've been lucky enough to work with big corporations pretty much my entire career before I went independent. And one of the things that people that have worked with big corporations would tell you is that you can easily get lost. You can easily, the visibility is not there, and so many things. And I, as a contributor, as an individual contributor, you don't feel that you need to do much more than the work that you're contributing, right? Your work should speak for itself. But then, no, the real thing is that even if your work can speak for itself, you still need to provide it the voice that it, for it to speak for itself. So the visibility is really important as you grow in your IT career.
If you were to begin your IT career again right now, what would you do?
I've always been interested in research. When I did my master's, I did it with the research. I had theses and I defended my thesis. So if I would start again, I would want to do something, get into a field that ties scientific advancements, trying to figure out how to get viruses and identifying patterns of different viruses or different combinations, different germs or whatever, and kind of trying to tie it with engineering research. So, like I said, being a performance engineer, I understand the importance of patterns and symptoms and, all these things. And if I could give back, that's one of the things that I'm doing now in my career. I want to give back. I want to be able to tie these things together, like scientific research and engineering research, and combining them together, putting, math into science, kind of. Yeah.
What career objectives are you focusing on right now?
Yeah, I mean, this is it kind of flows into the previous answers that career objectives for me have changed and I have aged. I still want to keep learning, and that's one of my major objectives. But now I want to learn with an intention of giving back. I know I have learned so much, and I want to keep digging in different fields. But as I'm doing that, I'm also keep investing my time and my resources into giving back to the community, to the people, to kids, teaching them stuff, especially programming, because that's my field right now. So I want to give back and kind of get more people interested in STEM, or STEAM, as people say. That's exactly where my passion is now, because learn and then give back. That's pretty much it.
Okay. And what's the number one non-technical skill that's helped you in your career so far?
Number one, well, there's so many non-technical skills that have helped me. So, but there's something that I feel that helps me in daily life as well. And it has helped me in my technical career as well. And that is empathy.
Yes.
Or like kind of a empathy sympathy combination, because I can empathize with the people that I work with. I can empathize with my customers when they come up with a problem. I can empathize with statement of works, At the same time, I can sympathize with my assistants, with the Java virtual machine, because I know so much about it. I can understand, okay, if your application is doing this and you're using a garbage collector that is not able to aid your application into creating so many more objects, or maybe it's now time for you to go do something else. So that's kind of like a sympathy that I have developed based on the technical knowledge that I have, So it kind of helps me because I can understand what's going on, what's causing these pain points in the system too. So I think that just by nature of being able to sympathize and empathize, it helps me a lot in my career.
Monica, can you share a parting piece of career advice with the IT Career Energizer audience?
Yeah, I would say I did not to sound cliche, but this is what has helped me. Like I said, 10 years ago, I almost gave up, right? So that's one thing I want to tell everybody, that don't give up on yourself. Because you will find yourself juggling far too many things, right? You will find yourself changing your course. It may not be a total change, a total, opposite direction or something, but there will be a change. You may get more specialized into things, or you may want to learn a new language. So there is a change of course, and things may seem very difficult at one time, but don't give up on yourself. It's that's one of the things that I would tell people in the field of IT, because it's not changing, but it's evolving. The field of IT is always evolving. So you have to keep up, but don't lose the race. Try to keep up, and not give up.
And finally, what's the best way we can find out more about you and connect with you?
Oh, sure. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. It's my first three initials of my first name, Zaman _ last four, which is BECK. So Mon_Beck at Twitter. You can also look me up with my consultancy. It's called Code Karam, CODEKARAM. And then, just Google too. If you just do Monica Beckwith Java, you'll find many ways to connect with me as well.
Great. Okay. Monica, thank you so much for joining me on the IT Career Energizer podcast today. It's been great chatting with you.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate what you're doing. And this is such a good thing. I wish when I was younger and starting, I wish I could hear more, people in the field of IT, especially women in the field of IT, because that would have helped me so much. And I hope that you keep up the good work. Thank you.
My thanks to Monica for being my guest on today's show. You can find full show notes on the website at itcareerenergizer.com/E55. In the next episode, I'll be talking with Dave Fancher, who is a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional and author of the Book of F#. Thanks again for listening, and remember, if you're not growing your career, you're slowing your career. Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to the IT Career Energizer podcast. To find out more about building a successful career in IT, visit itcareerenergizer.com.